What's good? This is Trey. Welcome to this presentation. Today, I want to talk about power. The price you must pay if you want power. And when I talk about power, I mean the ability to create the effects you want in your kingdom. In the creation of your kingdom, one of the attributes you want to develop is power, right? Like if you were playing a video game and you had a kingdom and it had different attributes, let's say you had three attributes. You had one that said wealth, one that said power, and one that said women. You want to max these areas out. Okay, but specifically power, how do we gain power? And basically, like I said, the ability to create the exact effects you want in your kingdom, in your reality, in your universe. The price you must pay if you want power. The price you must pay is pain. You got to be willing to go through pain, right? If you want to build muscles, what do you got to do? You got to lift weights. Go through the pain of lifting weights. If you want discipline, what do you got to do? You got to go through the pain of applying discipline, right? If you want wisdom, right, you got to go and get the knowledge. You got to sit down and read for hours. You got to study. You got to do research, right? You got to go through all the information. There's so much information. You got to find the correct information. You got to put the work in. There's a certain level of pain that you have to go through to get to a certain level of power, right? If you want a stronger frame with women, you're going to have to go through rejection. You're going to have to be tested and challenged by women in order to strengthen your character. You can't just have a strong character just because you say, I'm a strong character. You have to go and earn it. You have to pay the price, which is pain. To evolve, you must go through some form of adversity. You can't evolve if you're going through easy times. When shit is easy, you just stay the same. There's no tension, there's no difficulty, there's no challenge, there's nothing for you to evolve out of. So what I'm saying here is if you want power, pain is not something that you should avoid. Pain is something you should seek out. Actually, when you're going through pain, you should actually get excited to know that if you get through this pain, you're going to have more power. Every time you go through a painful situation, a difficult situation, a hard time, a tribulation, a tragedy, whatever it is, if you don't fold, if you don't break, right? If you don't break, you will come out of that with more power. Right? There's a saying, what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. And that's exactly what I'm saying here, right? You go through pain, but if you're able to overcome the pain, you gain power, right? So I seek out pain every single day. I seek out challenge. I seek out difficulty. I do not seek out the easy. I know if I go for the easy shit, nothing comes out of that, right? I stay the same. I stay in my comfort zone. But if you want power, you have to find the shit that's difficult. You have to seek out the challenge, right? To me, that's what it means to be a true king. You seek out challenge. You challenge the world with your philosophy. You challenge the world with your goals, with your vision, right? Because if your reality is a certain way right now, you have to challenge that. That means you have to do something differently. And more than likely, it's going to be something that is outside of your comfort zone. So you're going to have to try some new things. You're going to have to test some things out, trial and error, and have fun. You can have fun with the process, right? Challenge, difficulty, pain doesn't have to be so horrible. Pain can actually be, you can actually find some kind of, I don't know if love is the word, but you can find a way to actually enjoy pain if you know why you're going through it. You see what I'm saying? If you're going through pain and it's not making sense, then it just sucks, right? Like if I'm working out but I don't give a shit about getting in shape, then it's just gonna suck. But if I actually have a vision and I want to get in shape and I want to look better and I want to feel better, then the pain is like it's kind of exciting. Like, man, I'm going through this pain and I know what's gonna come out of it. So you gotta know what kind of power you want. You gotta have a vision of what kind of power you want, so you know why you're going through the pain, why you're going through the difficulty, why you're going through the challenge. right? Me waking up at 3 a.m. If I don't have a reason why I'm doing that, if I don't know the power that I'm going to gain from that, I'm not going to be able to do it because it's just too painful, right? It's too painful to do that shit, especially if you don't need to do it. So you got to get clarity. What power do I want here? What am I creating? What result do I want? Why am I doing what I'm doing? And once you get clear on that, it's a lot easier to go through the pain. It's a lot easier to go through the challenge, the difficulty, right? The trials, the tribulation. And you could actually have fun with that shit because you know why you're going through it, right? If you're dealing with a woman and she's giving you a lot of shit, but you love her and you see the value in going through the shit, then go through the shit, right? But if you don't love her, if it's not worth it, then don't do it, right? Ask yourself, what am I gaining here, right? Sometimes you get in a relationship and maybe the relationship wasn't that great, but what power did you get from that? You got some experience, right? You learned how to deal with women. You had had a certain relationship and you learned how to deal with their bullshit, whatever, right? There's always some power. If you look at it the right way, you'll always find that there's some power that you gained out of a difficult time. Every single time you go through some difficult shit, you have gained power. If you came out of it alive and you didn't cower, you didn't break, you didn't just bend over and let it destroy you, then you would have gained some new wisdom, some new power, right? So the price you have to pay, don't avoid pain. Pain is the price. Pain is the price that you must pay for power. Okay? And you got to remember this. So when you're going through it, you don't give up. You don't lose focus. You don't try to make it easier and shit like that. You know, for example, right now, one of the things I'm doing is I'm practicing what do they call it? Semen retention. And that shit for me is painful. Like if you're used to, having sex regularly, and then you start doing something like semen retention, that shit is painful, bro. But I know the power that I want. I want the mental toughness, right? I want the emotional stability. I want the control over my body, the control over my mind and my emotions by going through this process. Especially when, you don't need to be doing something. That's when you really get power, because that's when it's challenging, right? Like when you need to do something, you're going to do it. But when you don't need to do it, that's when it's difficult to do it, right? So that's the power I want. I want the power that most people are not willing to put in the work for. You see what I'm saying? That's how you stand out. That's how you become great. That's how you become amazing, is you go and find the power that others don't have. Or you find the power that others have, but you take it to a level that they haven't taken it to. Right? And that's how you become more of a king in your kingdom. That's how you become more valuable. Right? Your power is what makes you valuable. The effects you can create in reality. Right? That's your power. If you can't create any effects in your kingdom, in your reality, in your universe, then you have no value. Why would anyone, give a shit about you if you don't have any type of power? Right? And sometimes, people put a negative connotation on the word power. I don't mean anything negative about it. I mean your value. I mean, what effects can you create? What can you do for others? What is your value to others? Why should someone pay you? What can you do for them? That's your power. Whatever results or effects you can help people achieve, transformation, that's your power. Right? Because not everyone can do that. And you want to keep leveling it up, right? You want to make more money, then keep leveling up your power. So people can see, oh shit, this dude, look at the power he holds. Look at what he's able to do. They're going to expect your price to be expensive. They're not going to expect you to be cheap, right? If you have low levels of power, if you're not able to create amazing effects, then they're going to look at you like, they're going to look at you and laugh when you say your price. But if you have a lot of power, if you're demonstrating that you can do shit that nobody else can do, people will expect your price to be high and they will pay. They will pay because they want the power, right? And they know if they work with you, you can get them there faster, right? That's your power too, is when you go through some shit and you overcome the challenge and you learn how to get the result. Now you can help others do the same, but you can help them do it faster. And streamline it so they don't have to keep going in circles or going all over the place trying to figure some shit out. You can just tell them, look, I went through that shit. I know how to get you from that side of the spectrum to this side of the spectrum. And this is how much I'm charging for it. If you want the result, let's go. If not, good luck, right? Good luck, because you know what you went through to get the power. So you're like, man, you know most people are not going to go through it. But that is the price to be paid. Pain. Do not run away from pain. Embrace pain, because that is the price that you must pay to gain power. All right? If you want more wealth, if you want more power, if you want more women, join the Masculine Throne. I'll drop a link to the group in the comment section, and I'll see you inside. Peace.